To be considered for a job, most employers want their workers to be on time, even early to begin their shift. Show up early for a job interview, and that's a good way to present your timeliness. Job experience is likely the most important factor in determining a good candidate for employment. You'll want to have a well-tailored resume along with references and a good cover letter. In some cases of extreme disparity, you may even have to lie about your credentials. Before doing this, it is good to know that if anyone ever found out the info was faulty, you would lose your job. So choose wisely when lying on your resume. Simply saying you graduated high school is a far different risk from creating a fictional work reference that you might have to back up. Presentation is a big factor. Some might be put off by the judgment of the real world, but if you want to make any money out here, I'm sure you'll follow suit. Which means figure out how you should look. Is this going to be a formal workplace, or are we frying burgers at Harvey's? Think about potential expectations and try to match them within reason. However, if you show up to an interview with a full suit on, the interviewer will be impressed regardless of circumstances. It shows you're prepared and are probably money savvy if you can afford to look like that. Being good looking, intelligent, and calm go a long way. For the rest of us, modest, foolish, and hot-tempered folk, the future is uncertain. You'll have to mask your flaws gracefully or be in on some sort of conflict of interest. Always watch the leaders. Learn how they got their position so you can later yank it from right beneath their noses. All good things come with time. You will have to act very casually with whom people you wish the worst of circumstances, but if you bite your tongue and hold out, you might have just won the whole bloody thing. Going from a potential employee to a very successful candidate is a difficult process, but it's mainly due to people's incompetence, so all you really need to do is not be a complete fool. After that, it's pretty much yes sir, good sir, bye sir, and now you have a source of income. Oh goody, you'll be able to run home and tell the missus we ain't starving this year. So in case you haven't been painfully aware of this whole excursion, I will now summarize and give you a conclusive piece of evidence that you can take along with you on your next journey to obtain employment with a reputable company. Be on time. Remember, on time is late, early is on time. The whole reason anyone is there in the first place is for valuable time, so respect theirs. Presentation. No one is going to hire someone who barely took enough time to make themselves look respectable. However, if you are sly with your tongue, you might be able to convince them otherwise. Watch the leaders. In case you want to move up the pyramid and at least get a look into the hell you'll soon be dealing with, staying calm and being the bigger man will take you places. You can never accept too much responsibility. Some might tell you otherwise, but they are weak and do not have your best intentions at heart. If you follow this close detailed look at what most people need in order to get a job, you too might be lucky enough to score a job, although the chances are stacked against you and failure is something you'll want to get used to. If you take all this knowledge along with a hard cup of coffee and a nice crisp cigarette, you too might live to become as miserable as the rest of us adults.